All right, well, it was my first one. I could have gone freshman year, but I just chose not to. Kind of regret that now. But I did have a lot of fun. It was really cool because I'd never done something like that before.
You know, I have never been on a mission trip outside of St. Louis before, and you know, I was really nervous because what if the people don't accept me, and what am I gonna say to them?
It was my first mission trip ever, and I'm pretty new to the youth group, so it was really kind of nervous going into it because I wasn't really knowing what to expect or anything.
I was really looking forward to kind of a week away from not reality, but kind of reality, and getting to just spend the whole week serving God.
I was looking forward to the hands-on work because I'm a hands-on person. I like to do the work.
I was just really excited to work with the kids and get to see them and just experience the whole thing.
The first day we got there and we pulled up in the van and we split into groups of 2 or 3.
We'd go and knock on doors and be like, "Hi, we're with Dakota Sunshine. Can we hang out with your kid for the afternoon?" And then we'd have all these kids come and
we give them snack, water. You know, they'd paint our nails. That was great. Played wiffle ball and kickball and all that with them, swing on the swings, talk to them about Christ, if we got that opportunity.
It was kind of just whenever you could fit it in, you would throw in "Hey, have you heard of the gospel? Have you heard of Jesus? Do you know who Jesus is?"
It was just very different and a new way of learning how to talk about God. I've never really talked about God other than in church. It was a different and really kind of fun way to just be able to tell these kids about Christ.
I really liked getting in there and being with them and just telling them about God and how much they're loved even though they're not probably loved as they should be at home. And I really just enjoyed being with them and showing them compassion.
The first day we were there, I really tried to force myself to bring up Jesus. So I talked to a few of the girls I was close to in our room, and I was talking to them about that. And they're let it happen, just let it go. And so it was easier to share, but then I also kind of thought about that with life outside of a mission trip. I've been close with this girl from school for a long time. Freshman, middle of sophomore year, she was really my family's really religious, but I just don't want any part of that. So after coming back, I was talking to her just about the trip in general, and I was and I got to tell all these little kids about this, and she was like, "So what did you tell them?" And so I just got to kind of so I feel God really gave me that moment to share what I'd told them with her. So through me telling my story about what I've learned on the trip, I also got to share his word and his life with her.
It was a lot of fun. Like I said, I hadn't really been active much, and so it was kind of nerve-wracking, oh, I'm going on a trip to another state with these people I don't even know. But as the trip went on, I got really close with all my team members and all the girls in my small group, and I just remember being really close with them and just making a lot of new friendships with it.
There's times that you're talking to people that you hadn't talked to before, and it gets personal and emotional, and it's just really cool that I have friendships now that I don't think I would have now if I didn't go on the trip last year. Not only do we get to grow closer to God and grow close to these children, but we also get to grow closer to each other.
A lot of young kids like us, have several siblings, and our parents, maybe not be able to afford $700, $800 trips for us to go to a week to South Dakota.
It's just a really good feeling to know that people are supporting you and trying to send you off and do these good things.
Personally, I don't think that we would be able to afford to go on such a week long, it would be an expensive trip if we didn't have funds and that. But it's also really cool that people are so willing to support us to go, because I feel sometimes people don't understand how big of an impact this trip would make.
I think they should know that how impactful it really is and how big of a difference it makes on everyone.
You can see it in just the short time that we're there, and the fact that people are so willing to spend a night here doing trivia, but raising money for us to go is really not it's a sweet thing, it's great. But I wish they could just see the light come into these kids. The smile on their face when you tell them a story that they didn't know before, and how they just soak it all up like a sponge. You could tell them a story that you think is really interesting, and they're just fully engaged, locked eyes, smiling, so intrigued with what you're saying. And it's just really cool that you can't like capture that in words even, but if they were there and they saw this, it would just mean so much more.